Hey, what's up everybody? Now today we got the special Mattel Creations exclusive Rokkon figure. This shit just dropped 2 days ago, and I'm surprised to have it in hand right now. But we're gonna take a look at this whole thing, review it, and I'll give you my thoughts. But this box art is nice. Looking at the back, they didn't put no writing on this shit. It's not necessary. We got this beautiful artwork of some of the evil Horde fighting against Rokkon. We got Hordak, Leech, and Majolak, and he's getting his eyes burned out his sockets by Rokkon's laser. This shit is crazy. But let's take a look at this mini comic real quick. We got the Spear of Eternity. To make a long story short, while at Eternos, Man-at-Arms seems some crazy ass shit up in the sky. So him and He-Man hop in the Talon Fighter and fly down to Spike Heart to warn the comic people, where they was already aware that their ops was coming. Then it jumps into a flashback, which shows they used to live in peace until some living volcanic mountain wanted to start making death threats and shit, but they put that work in and they end up winning. So that hating ass volcano that started all that shit in the first place, they kicked his ass off the planet. And his hating ass was so mad that he ended up splitting into two, and his twin brother ended up taking out the sun of that planet, which ended up making the comic people homeless and shit, so they ended up moving to Etheria. Now after that hating ass volcano was just waiting patiently until his time to go fuck them up again. So when the time was right, he started hurling his ass through space to go take all their asses out. So then Rokkon, standing on Pride Rock like he's in the Lion King and shit, rallied all his people up to go blow that volcano up once and for all out of space. So all the comic people put their lives on the line and shoot up after him. So the comic people finally do what they should have did in the first fucking place and take that volcano out once and for all, which ends up lighting up the sky of Eternia and Etheria. Then after that, the comic people go back home to Spike Heart to celebrate and shit, cause they finally don't gotta worry about that hating ass volcano no more. Well, sounds like them comic people ain't people you wanna fuck around with. But let's take a look at the figure, and there he is, folks. Rokkon. All about the package, and I'm kinda impressed with this shit. I'm not used to seeing MOTU figures that ain't all swolled out and stuff like that. And this figure's looking pretty good. Reminds me a little bit of a Transformer, you know what I'm saying? As he can turn into a rock. But I like the face sculpt. Body looks on point. I'm liking that gun in his hand, but let's turn him around. I'm loving the way this rock looks all up in the back. Nice and silver. Blinged out. I definitely hope they give us some more of them figures from the comic, because I want some more rock people in my life. But for the one I got now, I'm happy with it. But now it's time to check out some of this articulation that his ass got. And right there, you can see the arm can move up that much, and then the wrist can move that much to the side. And if you want to hold that gun in the hand, you gotta move that wrist out. You see that shit? That's the only way. If his hand is straight, that shit ain't working. But at least his ass can flex his muscles, and I like that. Right there, he wants to get on his knees, you know what I'm saying? That's how much he can do it. At least the knees bend, because the vintage figure ain't have no articulation at all. I'd rather have some than none, so I'm fine with this. Right there, looking at the weapon, it looks just like the finished one, which I'm going to compare them in a minute, but so you can see it can stick in the chest, and then he's got a handle to hold it in his hand. Right there in rock form, it looks all right. Since they wanted to give his ass some articulation, they had to do it like that. But I'd rather have that than it be streamlined, and his ass can't bend his arms or his legs, so I'll deal with it. It still looks like a crack rock. It looks good. Right there from the back, he's got his ass cheeks fully exposed. He should have put a rock on top of that shit. Rokkon don't want to get his ass caught up dropping the soap and shit, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the rock form goes, everything looks decent. Would have been nice able to color that part in gray though, but it is what it is. And then comparing him next to the vintage version, you can see what I was saying about they kept that shit streamlined, ass cheeks covered up. While this one over here, it's all cut up, you know what I'm saying? But hey, articulation goes a long way, and I take it. But I'm loving the way the vintage one looks. Gives me appreciation for that shit. Right there from the front, same thing. Ain't as many cuts right there in the arms and shit like that. They kept it nice and streamlined. And then they didn't add all that blue on the new version like they got on the vintage one. But hey, I'm digging the silver. Right there from the side, you can see them extra lines for the articulation. I gotta give y'all all the views of it, you know what I mean? For those that don't got the vintage version to compare it to, there it is for your ass. And that shit looks good. At least his ass can still somewhat look like a rock, like the other one, and I'm definitely satisfied with it. Right here, I want to compare the weapons next to each other, and as you can see on the vintage weapon, the front of it is all chromed out, while they left the other one just normal gray. I guess they had to save money somewhere, so they chose to do it with that. But I'll take it if I could get articulation with my figure, which they did, so I'm fine with it. Right here, comparing both of them in regular form, you can see how well they did by recreating what the vintage did with this figure. right there in the eyes and shit like that. They kept it with them little black dots. Shit looks good, but that one's got a little bit more facial expression, a little more cheekbones and stuff. Right there in the belt, the new one looks a little bit different. It don't got as much detail in the belt buckle, but right there in the legs, so glad they gave us articulation, because the other one, they just got the legs built in. But with the new one, at least I can move them around somewhat. The flexibility ain't the greatest, but it's good enough to get the job done, so I'll deal with it. Right there from the back, that blue is missing. I kind of wish maybe they should have added it, you know what I mean? Since you want to keep it just like the vintage, give me some more of that blue. But hey, just like I said with the gun and the chrome, they had to save money somewhere. So I guess they'll just have to grow on me, because I damn sure ain't adding that blue in that shit. Now right there, comparing him next to an average figure, you can see the height difference. His ass is short, a lot shorter than I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be a little bit taller, but then I should have realized the vintage one is short too. They both short-ass rock people. But all in all, I'm loving the way that shit looks, and I'm glad that we got something different. You know what I'm saying? There is so much more that the Origins line has to offer us, and they're at a great start. Right there, folks, Rokkon, new addition to the Origins line. They finally finished everything out, and I am glad that they started with this, but there were so many more figures that I'm looking forward to. That Too Bad is looking good. Sky Clone, so many. Modulok, I want all them bitches. But until then, folks, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching, folks. And if you like what you saw, do my ass a favor and drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel while you're at it. It ain't gonna hurt you, is it? Come on now. Go ahead and hit the button. I know you have to hit the button. Hit that goddamn button, drop a like. All right, I'm out of here.